And welcome back for episode 2 of What's in Your Cup.
Woo!
Once again, I am your host, John.
I am your lovely other host, Alyssa.
Can I call myself host? Well, I don't know yet. The intern, Mark.
The intern.
And I'm the intern's intern, Michael.
Intern's intern, who is our lovely bartender.
Woo! Coming back again.
We didn't do
So are you guys feeling like nukes or Barbies today?
I feel like that's a very nuclear topic.
It's a very hot take.
Oh my
very
gosh.
atomic take.
Oh, big boo.
Ha.
Boo. Wasn't funny.
Yes, it was. Shut up.
So, basically.
Anyway, we all went to go see the meme phenomenon Barbenheimer.
Well, not all of us.
Not all of us.
Our intern,
I'm sorry.
Our intern failed us.
Our
Yeah, apologies.
Our intern co-host failed us.
But
He's
our,
still
And
working
only
through his
stay-
toxic masculinity.
He only stayed for Oppenheimer. The rest of us went to go see Barbie as well.
after a quick wardrobe change,
After a wardrobe change,
Cold Stone.
we went to go get ice cream.
Oh my gosh, that was such a eventful
And-
night.
I'm surprised none of us got like the Barbie themed Cold Stone ice cream.
They didn't have it. I told you.
But they had like cotton candy
no,
flavored
that's
ice
not
cream.
the one.
What are we
They
gonna
have
drink,
Not
a
the
the
same.
booze?
specific
You have to
Barbie.
make do with what they got. You
Okay,
can't
I
just-
didn't want Ken. I wanted Barbie.
It wasn't even pink. It was blue.
Exactly. I didn't want Ken.
So work with what you got.
No.
Anyways,
So
Anyway, then we
Barbenheimer.
went back and we
Barbenheimer?
went for a late night showing of Barbie.
Wardrobe change.
The wardrobe change. I didn't change it to anything.
I
wore the
changed.
same shit.
I felt very classy, and I got raving reviews of my cute little
See,
outfits.
we all went to the Alamo Draft House for this, and I'm a little disappointed because I was expecting a menu for each movie, and there wasn't.
Nope,
didn't they do
had
that for
Indiana
Bob's
Jones.
Burgers?
They did it for Bob's Burgers, and they did it for Indiana Jones when it first
but
came
it's
out.
called Bob's Burgers. Like,
Not
if you
gonna
don't have
lie,
a
that burger
for,
slapped.
Exactly. If you
No,
don't have a
some-
phenomenal burger, like, what are you doing?
Well,
get your
some
life
of the
together.
movies,
Get
some
back
of
on
the
track.
movies they do have full on
No,
menus. But I'm
yeah.
surprised that because of the meme and how popular these two movies were, they didn't have menus. They had
No,
like a drink special
No,
for
Barbie
Barbie.
had a few
Yeah.
stuff. It's just you had to Google, like, I had to Google the menu and, like, ask, do you have this?
No, they need to have the menus
They
made
didn't
with the
have it. They
specialty
weren't
menu
given
items.
like a week. They
I'll-
were too busy getting merch.
I'll put it like this. Like, all of Barbie's food is plastic. The food in the 1940s was either up to 1940s health code standards or just ashes.
But it was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
Hey.
Yeah,
I'm
of
gonna give you a
course.
hot take. I found this out recently because I was asked at work how old is Barbie, and I thought it was 42. It's actually like almost the 60s.
Yeah, Barbie started a while ago.
1959.
Wow.
She came out in 1959, the first Barbie.
Barbie seems
So
like the kind of
Barbie's a
thing's been there
boomer?
forever.
Question mark.
Ooh,
Ooh.
hot take. Hot take. Barbie boomer.
But
Okay,
are we gonna introduce these drinks?
Yes,
Ooh,
before we go into
bartender.
anything, our lovely bartender has made us 2 drinks.
Ooh.
Before we describe them, made us 2 drinks because of Barbenheimer, the 2 movies, and we're gonna figure out which one is which.
Well-
But they look very different. Do you want to just
I mean,
start describing
I
them?
kind
guess?
of got it.
One of them.
already.
Okay, so one of them is a bright blue. Think of like
Mountain Dew.
Mountain
No,
Dew
it's more like
blue.
Baja
My heart.
Blast.
Oh, Baja Blast.
Like
yes,
a Mountain Dew
They
Baja
have-
Blast
they have-
color.
What?
Okay, Mountain
Baja
Dew
Blast
Baja
is
Blast.
like green.
No, it's
yeah,
not.
No,
It's
it's
like a
not.
bluish-
They have
That is
different
not-
types of
that's
It's
Baja
a very
Blast.
light
Am I-
bluish green.
What?
You have to be careful what you're putting in your body. Like, I don't know if that
No, I
Mountain
don't
Dew
have
was up
it.
to date.
No, I
We're
don't
here for
have
a good
it.
time,
See?
not a long
Look
time.
it.
Let me see a picture of this.
I got you. Don't worry. Intern.
Is
come
this
on.
like from Taco Bell? Okay, yeah, that's blue. Yeah, never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah,
Thank
let me
you.
see.
Let me
It's a
see
nice blue hue.
That's greenish.
Okay, let's compare it side by side, please.
I'm thinking this
our
is like a
audio
turquoise.
listeners. It's like a turquoise color, like
Yeah,
the ocean.
and then the Oppenheimer one just looks like shit water.
That's not Oppenheimer. What I'm saying
Pause,
is.
what?
Yeah, I pointed, but you can.
Yeah, so we got a big ass blue one.
Yeah.
A shit brown one.
So are we gonna
Shit
taste test this
brown.
and see?
It's like
It's
sand.
like
I would say it's a
it looks
sand
like
color.
it looks like cider.
Yes, it
that
does.
you know that's
It
a
looks
very
like apple
good.
cider.
Yeah, that's
it
a
has
really
that
good.
like
It does look
brown
like
cider
cider.
color. Ew.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
That's a take. I'm
Yes, it
still on the
does. I'm
Baja
not wrong.
Blast.
Fresh
wrong.
apple cider.
Fresh apple cider.
Looks like shit water.
Looks like shit water. There's nothing wrong with it. It still tastes good.
Unfresh apple cider.
Okay, so do we want to take a sip of both right now?
Yes.
I'm going to say that I'm going to take a sip of the Baja Blast looking color one.
I'm gonna do
And
the
before we
Oppenheimer
start-
one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want you guys to take a sip of both and guess which one is which.
Ooh.
I got this.
Okay.
right,
Let's
so
go one
then-
by one.
I'm gonna go the blue one first too.
Yeah, we'll all do the blue
Okay.
one.
And there's a kink in both of the flavors.
Ooh,
kink
okay.
in
It's
both?
subtle, but
I think
it's gonna basically relate to the movie in some way.
I have an
I'm
idea
interested. Okay, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, let me
for
try
the
it.
blue one. Are we all just taking the blue one first?
No,
Okay.
you gotta like
Oh,
describe. What.
Okay, so the blue one, I got a hint of coconut
That's-
in there. So
There's rum.
yeah, I'm gonna assume it's like a coconut rum, like not
Like
sponsored,
this tastes
like Malibu. Yeah,
It tastes like Malibu.
and it has
coconut
like
rum.
the blue color, maybe like blue curacao. And
Ooh, that's a good point.
I don't. It like tastes like a little bit like blue curacao. I know there's rum in there,
I'm trying to smell it.
and I can also see the coconut shavings at the bottom.
This is honestly a really good drink. Like, if this was like a
This
summer
is really
drink, this
good.
is
Thank
actually
you.
like a really good
I really
drink
like
on its own.
Ooh,
I'm trying to think.
I'm
about,
having a little like aftertaste of something really refreshing, like a little citrusy, which I think is the
It
blue
has. I was
curacao.
about to say it has a smell of a fruit juice in
Yes,
it as well
maybe
as the
pineapple?
coconut Malibu.
I'm thinking pineapple.
Oh, you
I have
know,
a taste of pineapple in there.
I'm 100% on Alyssa's side right now. I think I'm gonna just. Or can we guess the alcohol
guess?
now, or do you
Yes.
want to wait until later in the
I mean,
Let's
podcast?
guess the alcohol.
Okay, I'm
Wanna just
guessing.
guess the alcohol. Just for
I'm
the,
guessing-
for the blue one first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing Malibu as the main, with pineapple juice, blue curacao, coconut flakes.
Same here. That's my guess. Wait. I need
John?
another sip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go coconut Malibu with the shade. I'm assuming these are
specific Malibu.
shavings. I'm going coconut Malibu rum. Then I don't taste pineapple.
It's a very
Like the
It's very
aftertaste, the
subtle.
aftertaste.
It's a very subtle hint of citrus.
It's something. It's either
It's either blue curacao or pineapple.
it
That's what
has
I'm
to
thinking.
be. It's another like tropical fruit. Something like that.
Pineapple's tropical.
No, I don't taste pineapple. I taste another tropical flavor. There's a couple of other tropical.
So,
flavors.
John, you have a guess?
Yeah, do you have a guess?
I'm gonna
What do
go.
you guess, John?
I'm just gonna go with yours. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
coconut Malibu rum, the shavings, and then it's probably pineapple juice.
Ooh,
I just don't taste it.
I'm a little hesitant to say it's Malibu now, because it's very smooth. So I'm thinking also Pirates Bay makes like the coconut's very pungent,
Okay.
but that could also be because of the shavings. So I'm a little. I'm
Like, I know it's not
switching
Bacardi. I know you ain't gonna drop Bacardi
If
on
it was
money on
Bacardi,
us.
No. If it was Bacardi, we would be just done. I would be speaking another language probably. We'll have one of those podcast episodes
Yeah,
for
yeah.
episode 2. So
So-
I might be thinking Pirates Bay.
Are we ready for the reveal?
Oh wait, can we guess
Do
the
we want
movie?
to now?
Do
Can we guess
wanna
the
do
movie?
Do we only want to do the first blue one, or do we want to do both?
Guess the movie first.
Oppenheimer.
Guess the movie.
Explain your Oppenheimer.
So
Well, see, I
ready?
don't want to make I don't want to make that choice yet until I test the second one.
No,
Valid.
you know what the thing is? I know we would be tricked. So, and ready?
Yeah, but like, don't make that assumption just
No,
yet.
no, no,
We
no.
should try both.
Also, based on some detective skills that I figured out earlier.
Some detective skills.
Define detective skills.
Yeah, define
When I
detective
guessed them,
skills.
you're like, shit. That was my reasoning. But
Maybe that was clever subversion.
I don't believe that.
I don't know. Maybe
I
understand
don't know.
me.
Because it's too beachy. Like, I know you wouldn't give it to us. That's too easy. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But it's a little too easy. And, like, when you think of, like, atomic stuff like Mountain Dew.
There's also a point. I'm going to throw something from the movie we saw to explain. I don't believe the beachy.
Can I say something?
Yeah, I think
If Mike
does
is
that.
if Mike is going really meta, this would be Oppenheimer because of nuclear, and you had the nuclear tests on the Atoll Islands in the
That's exactly
Pacific.
what I was thinking.
In the
Yeah.
tropical Pacific.
Specific.
Yeah, but
No.
here's the question: would Mike do that?
Yes.
Better question. Would Mike know that?
I don't know, like when you think atomic, you think of like the greens and stuff. But I don't want to think too beachy in a sense. Like I feel like it's a little too easy.
I'm surprised you didn't make one of these pink.
That's too easy.
I know it would have
Too
been too
obvious.
easy,
Yeah.
but it also would have fit with the theme better.
I think let's try the
Yeah,
brown one.
The
try-
brown,
let's
the
try the other
cider
one.
looking one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks smoother. It doesn't look like it has like.
All right, ready? Let's try it.
Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's really good.
Can I take a guess on what
I
liquor
like
is there?
this one
I
better.
have a very heavy
I
taste
do
of.
actually like this one better.
What?
I have
100%
a
better.
very heavy taste of cinnamon.
Cinnamon or brown sugar.
Cinnamon. I have a cinnamon taste. See, brown sugar is like, it's harder to
This
go
is cinnamon.
through.
This is 100% cinnamon.
This is cinnamon. I'm either guessing Fireball or cinnamon whiskey. I'm guessing whiskey.
I don't taste any alcohol.
This
in
is not whiskey.
Is there alcohol in this?
No, it's a virgin cocktail.
No, I literally do not.
John's
I'm very flattered,
drinks have
John.
been switched. John,
Listen, this is
Where my
John.
downfall starts.
This
It
is
doesn't
intervention,
taste
by
like
the way. This
alcohol.
is an intervention. We're giving you liquor
Okay.
free
Okay.
drink.
Both my
Intervention.
drinks have actually just been water. The
For
whole
those who
time.
may not know,
and I'm just
John,
assuming they're alcohol flavored.
for those who may not know, John has a long history with. Is there alcohol in this?
No,
This is the running
no, because if it's mixed with tea, it gets me every time. So that's why whenever I don't taste it, I'm like, there's
I don't
tea in
feel
this.
like there's tea in this.
This could be Snapple.
No, it's not
Snapple
Snapple.
could be the chaser.
No.
I taste a lot of. It's either cinnamon or brown sugar.
I'm sticking with cinnamon.
Peach Snapple as the chaser.
Also, like the color's pretty good. It's very smooth, so it doesn't
That's
feel
really
like
smooth. Yeah, this isn't whiskey. Whiskey would
No.
definitely have a bite.
not. It depends. It depends.
Look, if it don't
I
have
know
a
if this
bite,
is
it
just
ain't
me.
whiskey.
I don't know if this is just me, but
Not Mark coming in with the hot take.
If you
on
mix whiskey well enough.
exactly.
I don't know about you, but I really do not taste any alcohol in this.
This is the question of. This is the
Give it
beginning
1
of
hour
John's.
and
Okay,
Nasty.
wait.
This is
All
the
right,
beginning
I'm
of
gonna take
John's
one more.
downfall.
This literally just tastes like. It literally tastes like a nice cider.
What if it is just cider? I'm going on
No,
left field.
no,
What
no.
if this is just cider?
It's cinnamon. It has
Wait.
such a heavy cinnamon taste.
Do you
But
know
like,
Barbie
okay,
drink?
cider with cinnamon.
Huh?
Barbie doesn't drink alcohol.
Ooh.
I just
Barbie
realized
doesn't drink
that.
anything.
Ooh, I didn't even know that. Ooh.
You didn't. Oh, you didn't see the movie. She doesn't
Yeah,
drink
she doesn't
anything.
drink alcohol.
No, but she does drink
She doesn't
later
drink
on
anything
in the movie.
She doesn't drink anything
But-
in the movie.
Could it be that scene where it's like the Wild Wild West in the movie, where the cowboys take over? That's what I'm thinking.
What?
Do you not remember the movie
In
when?
the Barbie?
Yes.
When the Kens take over?
Ken reads 3 books. One
And
of
his
them's about
horses.
horse, cars, and
Horses, cars, and patriarchy.
yeah, patriarchy. And Barbie becomes the Wild Wild West.
Well, they both dress up like cowboys.
No,
Cowgirls.
no, but then Kendom has all the horses.
That's after. That's after that.
That's after he reads the books.
I'm gonna put a pin on this real quick, and I had a question. So it's like, what do y'all think about the cultural phenomena that is Barbieheimer? Like I saw in the news that both of those, like, generally speaking, like when a lot of movies are released, they one like kind of like reigns over all the others,
Yeah.
but this was kind of like
These were on like par with each other.
on par. Like
marketing
Barbie made
wise.
more
Yeah,
money, but it's
obviously.
kind of like
Barbie
on par.
sold more tickets, made more money. Well, because it's better for younger audiences, so
Yeah.
it sells better. But I think just because the movies were sold, they're released on the same day, and then they had like they're like polar opposites. Like Oppenheimer about the nuclear bomb, like one of the most depressing things
Yeah.
to hear about of all time, and then you got Barbie for kids and like and
I don't know.
that whole story.
Kind of sad.
Well, they don't. It's not 100% happy in Barbie,
Well,
but
yeah. I mean, it's a little more kind of.
yeah, they get to
sad.
they get to the existential a little bit, but not as much as Oppenheimer did.
Okay, Oppenheimer's based on true events. I don't think we're having.
It's based on a real guy, real scientists.
Yeah.
Yes, they're all real.
Oppenheimer was a phenomenal movie. Like
It really was.
It was really good.
Did you see the rating on Rotten Tomatoes for it?
probably what 98%.
95.
95.
That's
What
Nolan's
5%
highest.
didn't like it?
That's Nolan's
People
highest
with
rated
bad
movie.
taste.
Oppenheimer is Nolan's highest rated movie.
That's
I've
crazy.
ever-
And
It
it's
was-
a
it
long
was their
movie.
more than
It's
more than
3 hours.
Inception,
It
more than
felt like it
Interstellar
paced
and
so.
Tenet.
I'm gonna say this is a very hot take. Ready? I got my hot take for the podcast.
Okay. Your
Op-
second hot take for the podcast.
Second hot take. What's my first one?
Didn't you give another hot take?
Not real. Not as hot take as Mike's.
I feel like you're gonna give a lot more hot takes.
What
Oh, I
hot take
always
was
do.
mine?
the Lorax.
Oh yeah. Still sucks.
That was a hot take. And sing.
I'm gonna say
Still
this.
Mm-hmm.
Oppenheimer had better pacing than any Marvel movie I've ever seen so far. For the length,
The
It did not
pacing?
feel like 3 hours.
the pacing of the movie has been one of the best of
It
the
also
modern
well,
movies.
he's known for that type of like editing, which comes out more like it has a more psychological when you're not in
100%.
control of like linear
Yeah.
storytelling. It keeps you
Yeah.
like in the zone while you're watching because you're trying to figure out like what's
Yeah,
going
and you had to
on
think
the entire
in the
time,
movie.
Mm-hmm.
and then like it has a greater psychological effect on you. That's always been one of his like
Yeah.
trademarks.
Nolan really hit the ball on this one. Like, it was such a good movie. I love historical films. That's like my favorite genre. And this was a really good movie. And it also makes you think like not a lot of people knew who kind of like created the atomic bomb. Like, people know of the Manhattan Project
I mean,
per
most
se, but nobody knew like the inner runnings of the Manhattan Project. Like if you go and pull some random person off the street before Oppenheimer and was like, "Oh, do you know Los Alamos? Do you know like the Manhattan Project? Who created the
people
atom
can
bomb?"
start naming scientists in the Manhattan Project because there was a bunch that we missed actually.
Yeah, they got the main ones. Yeah.
No.
Really? Who was one of the non-main ones? See, like
There-
I'm
there
a
were
perfect
lot
example.
more- I don't know anything about the atomic bomb, so then when I saw like that whole group of scientists in the movie, I was like, I don't know who any of these people are. This was new for me. No, I don't know who
John
anyone
saw
else
Josh
is.
Peck and freaked out.
No,
Spoilers.
I had my my moment. I saw him.
We all looked
I
at each
saw
other. We're
Alfred
like, what?
Molina.
Roderick.
I saw,
Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid is in the movie.
Yes, he is. He's one of
Wait,
the scientists.
Who's he play? He plays one of the scientists.
He plays
Yeah.
like an NPC. Like
Oh, just in the background.
yeah.
Also, like
Oh, okay.
Rami Malek, just coming in at the end with like
He
the
doesn't
home
have a big
hitters.
part.
With the
He has
receipt.
no lines.
He barely has
for
a big
the
part.
first
Yeah.
like 2.5 hours of the movie, and then he's the one that brings RDJ down.
He's the one that like saves Oppenheimer from going to jail.
And the fact that like RDJ kind of plays an antagonistic role is kind of weird.
He did it very
I
well
don't know.
though.
He did.
I'm
I
gonna
couldn't
did
even
it
tell it was
very
him
well.
for a while.
I-
Really?
You know what the thing is? Like,
I could tell immediately that was
no,
him.
I knew like the voice got me, but they aged him really well, which
Yeah.
was good.
They
Like
did.
the practical effects were so good in the movie. I
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed it.
He rarely uses CGI unless he has to.
Well, I think
So that's why the
Yeah.
practical are like so good.
I know that this is gonna be my. I'm gonna like push back a little bit. I don't think Robert Downey Jr. was the antagonist. I think what I walked away from the film was everyone is just equally egotistical, because like you can say, I don't know the name of the scientist, but one of the scientists, because like you had two factions, right? You had like Oppenheimer and Robert Malik. I don't know what scientist he played, but like kind of like the more idealistic ones where
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
you know, we shouldn't be creating the atomic bomb, or we should focus on nuclear armistice and blah blah blah. And then you had RDJ and one of the other scientists. He was like the one with the really heavy accent.
Hans,
Yeah, and he
Hans.
was like the hydrogen bomb.
Hans.
Yeah,
That was
and he was like
was his last name Teller or something?
or I don't know,
I can't
but
remember.
he,
I-
but
I know who
he,
you're talking about though.
but
Yeah.
he and that faction of scientists were like, you know, we have to create a bigger bomb than what the adversaries have to ensure peace, right? Like this idea of peace through mutual destruction. They even like name dropped that, and then Oppenheimer laughed. But you know, I don't think like Oppenheimer was like a good guy in the sense, you know, definitely like I would say very, or at least how Christopher Nolan portrayed him in my eyes was very like egotistical, manipulative, like literally brought all these guys into and gals into a freaking town in the middle of nowhere. Actually built the freaking town, and they literally called it a cult. Like,
Spoiler alert, that's
Yeah.
what he was.
yeah, and
Not to like
yeah.
shit on him,
No,
even though
no.
he's dead, but based on
Yeah.
reports. Also, there was I don't know if they got the woman scientist not to be that person, but there was one of them from Colombia. Her name was Marie Giopert Mayer. I don't know if they got her in the movie.
I think no, that woman was from Harvard.
They got a different female scientist, so they've missed a few key players, and also I'm gonna be that person because they got Albert Einstein's work, but they never talked about Marie Curie's work, and her work was the fundamental for radium.
Really?
My guess was it was
I didn't
because
know that. I'm
Einstein
not
was
like
I
a
mean,
scientist.
I'm just like
person.
big
Yeah.
into this field, that's why. So
Oh.
it's like
No, it's a very valid criticism. I agree that he probably should have had more of her in. My guess was Einstein is just like a very like visible figure. Like you put him in the trailer,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna know who he is.
Yeah.
Versus like as much as I admire her work, I could not tell you what she looks like.
Right.
I know that you're probably a lot more like knowledgeable about this kind of thing than I am, so it would be more hitting for you. But for like, the general audiences, I'm not sure if they would just recognize who she was just looking at her.
Yeah.
While Einstein has the hair and all that.
yeah.
He has like the imagery.
Yeah, he's
and
more
like
iconic
also
look.
He's more
Yeah.
recognizable than
Einstein.
she is,
Yeah,
which is,
and-
fair. And also, there was one point in the movie, I don't know why it bothered me so much. I never thought I'd went to see Oppenheimer and got some riz from it.
Oh, I know
But,
exactly what scene
yeah,
you're talking about.
and-
I know exactly.
He was smooth.
It, like, if you think about it, because I've had to take some classes in this, so I know
Yeah.
what it is. It just irked what was left of my soul. It bothered me so much because that was like such an incorrect fact.
But it was Riz.
No, it wasn't Riz. I would just look at him and be like, no.
But did she know that? Because she was a
Yes.
biologist. She wasn't a
What are you
quantum.
trying to say about biologists?
Like, for example, let's
Are
say
we
you
gonna have a fight on this?
no,
Because
no,
I'm a
but,
biologist.
no. But hear me out. Let's say you're like 5 or 6 drinks in, and a guy who knows quantum theory. She said, "Oh, I don't know what quantum theory is."
It was a brand new field. No one knew about it.
Exactly. So all he
It could
could
be
have said,
bullshit.
he could have just bullshit the way just to hold her hand and
That's
be
what
like,
he did. And also 5 or 6 drinks in, I wouldn't cheat on my husband.
spoilers.
Spoilers.
But it was a really good movie. I know one big criticism, if you want to call it a criticism, that I read I think it was Business Insider, was some people like complained about the nudity, which I don't know why they're complaining about it.
It wasn't that much.
Yeah,
There was
it was like 2
very-
scenes. Like,
yeah.
3. I
2 or
think.
3 scenes.
Yeah, it wasn't
that's
important.
Some people were saying that Christopher Nolan focused too much on the Jewishness of like the scientists, and people were like, "Oh, anti-Semitism?" ? And I'm just like, "What?"
Do they
Like,
yeah,
not
like
know
they're
the
beating
time
the
period
Nazis.
that
Yeah,
I
was
thought it
in-
was like one of the
that's how they
strongest
got
points of the movie.
half of their scientists because of
Yeah.
the fact
yeah, it's
they
like-
were like escaping.
Yeah.
So
and I'm just
There
and I'm
was
just
this great
thinking-
line in the
yeah.
movie where they implied that Nazi Germany chased away all of their best scientists because of their genocide and what they were doing, and how that lost them to war. How they were so bigoted, they chased away their best minds.
Yeah, that was like in the very first beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
Like
that's what they did.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm just like, but also that was a big part of their identity, because that was like the main driver of why they were doing the research, was like, Oppenheimer, and then a lot of other, Jewish scientists were like, yo, bro, these guys are killing our people. Like,
yeah,
you
it's
know.
not even them too. It's also
Yeah.
like to stop the war.
Yeah.
Like, bring our boys back. Bring everyone back.
Yeah.
So I'm
but
gonna.
I think the primary reason though is probably for like what was going on in Europe, because like after Germany surrendered, they had the whole existential like, oh, well, we're gonna drop this on Japan. Like I thought we were dropping this on Germany. Like that whole
Yeah.
inter conflict. But yeah, it's really good. One question I was wanting to ask you all was, in a controlled setting, let's say in a very controlled setting,
Okay.
would you pay money to see an atomic
No.
bomb?
absolutely.
I would.
No.
110%.
No.
Really?
No.
Like, let's say you were like
Never.
in a safe
No.
distance, you got the goggles.
No.
I would 100% pay.
If it's like
One-
guaranteed safe by the American
Yeah.
government,
No.
I would definitely go for it.
No.
I would 100%
And if it doesn't
do it.
go well,
I'd
like I'll
probably
get
do
one
it.
hell of a check from the American government, so I'll take it.
Think about it, like-
Mike is there for the money.
Yeah.
If I was like safe inside of like a bunker somewhere where I
Yeah.
know like that radio wave is not gonna hit me.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, like,
maybe,
No.
but
really,
worth it.
I would 100% do it. Like, think about it. You know how like maybe I'm dragging it, but like kind of existential, if that's the right word. Kind of like, you know how when there's reporting that when astronauts go to space, they get like a oneness with the world. It's kind of, there's a word for it, but they kind of like become attached. They view the humanity as like the human race. So they don't really, there's
Like
a phenomena.
unification?
Yeah, like they get very like attached to Earth itself,
Yeah, 'cause they're
no
seeing it
longer like
from-
connected to a country, but to like humanity and Earth.
because now that you're above it and you're in,
Yeah.
you're viewing like from down below, seeing everybody. You're like, oh, it really is just one big.
Yeah, because a lot of these scientists, after they saw, at least from the movie, how I saw it was they became, I guess you can say, like humanists, where they became like, this like, oh, we have to protect society and the Earth and everything. So I wonder, like, if let's say you go in the middle of Nevada,
Only in Nevada.
you like 100-mile, whatever, you create a radius, you drop a band $1,000 to go see a freaking bomb.
No, you drop 150,000 to see
Oh,
the
to
bomb
tell-
drop.
yeah. And then you
No,
freaking
that
die.
would be like that would be like another rich person thing where it's like you drop 200,000 just to see a nuke go off in the desert.
You know what?
And it kills you.
You think they would do that?
It's like instead of going
and-
up to space.
I think no. You know who would do that? It would be like former Soviet satellite states that
Huh?
like need money. So former Soviet satellite states, like think of like, I don't know, Kazakhstan that has like a bunch of nukes, and and they got no money, like,
Yeah,
and they would
yeah.
just like, hey, you want to come
wanna
and
see us
see
watch
big
this
bomb
blow
go
this
off?
shit up?
Like,
So
We gotta get rid of it. Let's just blow it
you know
up.
what the thing is, like, I've worked with radioactive material before, so it's
Really?
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know. We use it to kind of see things.
Like X-ray and.
We use it for like microscopic cells. So it's just like,
Okay.
oh, I see a red dot on the screen. All right, mark that there. But I don't really have that drive to see that. It's like when people see stuff under the microscope for the first time. It's like, oh my gosh, what is that? And then you ask any biologist major, you're like, that's the cell, that's the organelle.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
it's kind of like that feeling where it's not really in my top 10.
Really?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if it was offered to you, let's say like, hey, Allie, would you want to see an atomic bomb go off?
I mean, the fact that I know how it works is kind of cool. It's like, oh, I can explain this to most people without. My biggest flex ever is I can explain Oppenheimer before seeing the movie. It's my biggest flex. Explain
Bomb,
nuclear
big boom.
science.
Bomb, big boom. That's
Bomb
all you gotta
plus
say.
big boom plus mushroom cloud.
Equals Oscar nomination.
Josh Peck getting his Oscar nomination. Title of this
They're-
I
episode.
really
all-
hope he does. Anyway,
I think he will.
Yeah.
one thing in the movie that I thought was really interesting, right, is that one of the scientists, like early on in the movie, I think in the first act, they're trying to come up with like the proper calculations for it, right? And then one of the scientists comes in and he's like, no, we cannot create this bomb. And he's like, you don't understand. If we blow this up, it'll cause a chain reaction in the atmosphere that'll light the sky on fire and kill all of us.
That's always.
Do you remember
been a
that scene?
That's
Oh,
always
yeah.
been a possibility because the
I didn't think that was
everything
I didn't
would
know-
react
I didn't
with
think that
oxygen.
at all.
Oxygen's very. Oh my gosh, this is becoming a science podcast. Oxygen is very reactive no matter what it does. So oxygen and hydrogen, they're both very reactive, and our atmosphere is filled with very reactive molecules. Granted, most of them are in their very stable state, but once anything can change, kaboom.
Yeah, but I like that because in the scene, I know I'm spoiling it already, but in this for
We
people that
spoiled
haven't
this whole
watched
movie
it yet,
already. We're going. There's also another movie we're gonna spoil
Yeah,
soon for
but-
poor Mark.
and then like they hit like a crisis, and then like the only person he seeks out to try to help him is Einstein, the only other person who could possibly be smart enough to redo those calculations, and he just goes to him like in the middle of the woods, and he's like, if we set this bomb off, it's going to destroy the world. I need your help.
And he's like,
And
"I don't
Einstein's
know
like,
math."
he's like, Robert, this is all you. I can't help you.
No, he's
And
like,
also, he's like, if it's true, you got to tell the Germans and hope they stop as well. Like, you just
Yeah.
share your calculations
Before
with
the
the
world
Germans.
gets destroyed. And I was like, damn, that's like a moment where it's like fuck, I can actually destroy the whole world.
I mean,
crazy.
that's always been that whole.
No, but like just imagine like they were doing all these tests,
They're
and then
still
like one
doing
day,
stuff like
yeah. But
that.
imagine they make one of those tests. One of them fucks up so bad that all of a sudden you see the sky turning red with fire.
Didn't they make a black hole?
That's scary to me.
No, they never did.
Or I thought they were trying, like they were gonna. There's
I'm
this
sure
huge
someone tried
machine
to.
in I think it's in Switzerland, and they literally, it's this huge machine that has the ability to smash molecules together in an attempt to make a black hole.
So they
Isn't
can't
that like
really.
a particle?
That's a
accelerator?
particle. Yeah. That's,
Accelerator or whatever it's called. Yeah,
it's
you
not
explain
really a
it.
particle accelerator, but we don't know how black holes really work. The only idea we have is Einstein's string theory. But that's just a particle accelerator. John actually got it right, which
I'm smart.
he's never gonna let me live this down
I'm
now.
smart. I'm
But-
real smart.
Instead of this becoming a Oppenheimer podcast, I kind of want to switch topics to the movie that made more of a phenomenal, groundbreaking moment, Barbie.
Thoughts?
Thoughts on Barbie?
Wait.
What?
Before we continue,
Oh, okay.
do we want to pick the drinks? Do we want to go back to the
Yeah, I
drinks
think
real
it's
quick?
time to
Okay,
pick the drinks
I
because
think-
all of you raised some very interesting points. Far more interesting than I would have ever come up with.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
So let's take a vote.
I'm-
Alyssa, what do you think?
I'm gonna make my cast on I'm calling this the Baja Blast. if you
The
don't mind.
Baja Blast.
Go
I'm
for
The
it.
calling it.
Baja Blast.
No, it's not that.
Boom.
No. Oh, boo.
Oh,
Stick to
yeah,
your
look at-
day
oh, look at
job.
that.
All the
I found it
views
funny,
went.
John.
Pow.
It was funny.
Nope. I will constantly
Psych.
shit on it. I'm gonna say Malibu. Oh, wait. Now I'm switching my mind because Barbie Malibu. Oh, wait.
Should we come back?
Yes, I'm having
Okay.
a moment.
Okay,
There
Mark.
you go. Mark, you go.
Okay. Not having seen Barbie, my initial inclination is the sweeter drink would be Barbie. So that would be the brown one. However, Oppenheimer, radioactive, bright colors, right? Think of that. Also, I am standing by the whole nuclear bomb test in the Pacific tropical, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting too...
Palm trees
You're psyching
everywhere.
yourself out
Yeah,
a
maybe
little.
I'm psyching myself out a little bit, but I'm going to go with the blue one, Oppenheimer, on the sole fact that radiation, radioactive stuff, bright colors.
Okay.
And the brown one is sweeter, initially wanting to detract us, thinking that Barbie pink, we're going to go to the blue one. I think Mike was like, Barbie would be a sweeter drink, and this is arguably, I would say, a sweeter drink, the brown one.
Would you say that's
They're
sweet?
pretty
Yeah.
close.
It
And-
doesn't
I would say
hit.
they're, like-
the brown one does not hit.
Yeah.
as hard
So
as
I'm saying the
Brown
brown
is
one
cooler.
is the Barbie. And that's my
Ooh.
that's my take.
Okay.
Fascinating. How about you, John?
John's
So,
take.
I'm in a very similar realm here. I do think, because now my mind is jumping back and forth, because now you brought up your like tropical like radio,
Malibu.
but also it's blue, but a nuclear blast is like reddish orange. Color's kind of off.
But
So then-
radium
'cause
is
then you
also
see-
green.
Radium is green, but who knows that?
So
Me,
What normal
I
person
took
knows
one
what radium
science
looks
class
like?
in 11th grade and said never again. For the record.
And then
Just this my whole
and then
major.
I
Why don't
really-
you?
Hey,
Like-
it's higher up to me.
I'm assuming that the brown one is mixed better because like I don't taste any alcohol in it, and Barbie doesn't drink alcohol. So that I'm sticking with that idea. So I'm gonna say the brown one is Barbie. I'm gonna go the blue one is Oppenheimer.
Now I'm thinking because if Malibu is in here, Malibu Barbie. So,
That's only
Certainly
one
possible.
type of Barbie. There's a lot of Barbies.
no,
out there.
but Malibu Barbie is like the whole thing. You don't get the Barbie lore. We watched the movie.
No, I don't get Barbie.
John, we're gonna have to watch the movie again. I'm sorry, and this time you're dressing up.
I'm not dressing up.
We're gonna get
Forget
to that
it.
soon. We're gonna get to that
let's
soon
not
real
detract
quickly.
from the real question.
Anyway, okay, so
She's stalling.
at
Stalling.
maybe Floyd? No, I'm kidding. At first I was thinking what you guys were thinking, but now the coconut is confusing me a little bit.
Okay.
Which I kind of get it. It's like smoke, you know, the mushroom cloud and everything. That's when I was leaning
That's
to.
a good point.
I was
didn't even think
leaning to
about
Oppenheimer
that.
a little more, but that Malibu is killing me. And we were in the theater together when I got my Malibu Dream House drink.
Yes,
and
we
you
were.
specifically asked me about my drink, which I was a little confused about. And I just, I have a brain moment.
Okay.
Big brain.
My little electric brain blast. This might also have ginger in it. The brown one. I'm saying the brown one might also have ginger in it, based on the fact that was in my Barbie drink. And Mike and I specifically had a conversation about my drink. So
Okay.
I might
SVU, like.
I'm leaning a little more to like the brown one, but the cinnamon taste is getting to me because the cinnamon's overpowering. I can't really taste anything else. So I'm thinking cinnamon, gingery, maybe Barbie, mushroom cloud, radioactive, you know, thinking about that. Also, you wanted to trick us a little bit by not making a fucking pink drink for Oppenheimer. So I think I'm going to go with the crowd. I think I'm going to say the Baja Blast. Ha ha ha, John.
Boom.
Insert sound effect here. Is
I don't have a soundboard
Oppenheimer. No, yeah, we can make it with our
I'll get one
voices.
yet. Just make it with your
Oppenheimer
voice.
is the Baja Blast one, and the Barbie is this kind of brown citrus, like cinnamony warm one.
And it is.
All three of you are wrong.
Oh!
Oh no way! Really?
You got every single ingredient correct.
I hate
Except for one, actually.
Which one was it?
You
Which
said-
one?
For the blue one.
For the blue one? What else was I missing? Is there
You
lemon?
There is rum in that.
Okay.
You got
Wait, tell us the
You got
ingredients.
the Caraco right. You got the pineapple right.
Oh.
And you got the coconut right.
Ooh, what else?
And you got the rum correct. It was coconut rum.
Ooh, okay, John.
Yeah, Malibu coconut rum.
I
Not
said
Malibu.
Parrot Bay.
It's
Pirate Bay coconut.
That when I
rum.
went to Aruba a year and a half ago, we got a pretty nice bottle of coconut rum as a souvenir, and I was waiting for a special occasion.
Oh, wow.
This
And
was
then,
special.
then what's the Oppenheimer drink?
what was-
And yeah,
So the Oppenheimer is the brown one.
Oppenheimer is just two things: apple cider, and you guys could probably guess the second one. Like you talked about the cinnamon, you talked about the whiskey,
Fireball.
Fireball.
and Oppenheimer ended in a
Fireball.
I got Oppenheimer.
No, you did not pick the right one.
No, but I got the Fireball.
Damn, you
got
mixed as
Fireball.
well. I don't think
Can
that
I-
was really,
Fireball at
that's
all.
what the cinnamon was. The cinnamon
Yes.
could have been from both. That's why it's so overpowering.
Wait,
Because
can I just say something that
Malibu,
this,
right? Like
this,
Malibu Barbie.
I stand really corrected. I take back everything I said. This drink is really good.
Oh, thank you.
I will give you for the
No, these
Oppenheimer
were really
drink. It is very
good.
As for the
Really?
blue one,
What
where
else did I
does Ken
miss?
work?
The beach.
This is beach.
I knew it.
Like I literally
I
put the
hate
coconut in there to make it look like the
wow.
crest
When
of a
I
wave.
said the occupation, that's when you were like,
Yes.
wait, I hate myself
And for
so
what's worth, I
much.
intentionally sabotaged you. Like back before the podcast.
Wait, what did you think of my like take? It's like, oh, the Atoll Islands, all this.
I was like, wow, this person is a lot more knowledgeable about the World War II than I am. They thought of things I didn't even think of.
He's like, this
Listen,
motherfucker
you went-
overlooked
Mark is a
this
history
joke.
buff. Mark is our
You
resident
went
history
way too in
buff.
detail. 'Cause you
I'm
were
like-
just like,
This person
No
thinks
one
I
knows
read
about
books.
So wait, when I said it's about an occupation, because I didn't want to give away the beach job, like he's beaching. Was that right? That was like the whole identity of this drink.
Yes. Because I knew pink would be too obvious.
Exactly. That's what I was like. Maybe Ken, but like, oh,
Wow.
brain blast.
Yeah, I will say all three of you thought way harder about this than I am, and I'm very flattered.
Dang.
but these were
went
very
for
good.
it.
These
These
were
were
delicious
amazing.
drinks.
I'm
Wow.
glad you
What
liked
cider
it.
did you use? This is really good.
This is just generic cider.
Oh, so non-alcoholic cider?
Well, no, the alcohol's a Fireball.
Oh, so it's non-alcoholic cider. Like you just got regular
Yes.
apple cider. Dang.
This was really
Take
good.
notes, guys. That's a really
Maybe
good drink.
very
that's
good.
why
Very good.
John couldn't taste booze because it was only Fireball.
It was only No, but like the Fireball is so like
Well, no-
mixed well that I don't taste
Well,
it.
no,
The
also,
flavors
there
complement
could be
each
the
other really
cinnamon
well.
I
from-
taste cinnamon and then
from
I
the
taste
cider,
cider.
too.
Yeah, the
That's
Yeah,
dangerous.
there's cinnamon in cider.
And
Fireball
but there's
is
also
already-
cinnamon in Fireball.
Yeah, but then like if I'm
That's
gonna
fair.
put alcohol in something, I'm gonna feel it. I don't feel it.
Damn.
It's mixed well.
This is your
It's very-
intervention.
Yeah,
Very
and
well.
Fireball is already watered down whiskey. That Fireball is made with whiskey and then various
Apple juice.
spices.
Insert
Apple
apple
juice,
juice
basically.
here.
You know,
very good,
I
though.
used to really shit on Fireball.
Oh, I hate them. Don't worry.
Like, but
It's-
this drink, like, okay, I'm gonna say,
I'm gonna defend their shooters.
okay,
No.
wait. I'm gonna say Fireball
Get it
is
from
still
the
a
store,
shit,
they're nice.
This
whiskey.
is a love letter to Fireball.
it's still a shit whiskey.
I have a rebuttal when you're done.
but I will say this was a very pleasant surprise.
Oh yeah, because they have such a strong taste. Like cider and Fireballs both have very strong flavor, so they mix very well together. And I will say this though, like I buy liquor fairly often, don't judge. And I have a beard now, so I never get ID'd. But the first time I got ID'd in the last like year and a half was when I bought Fireball. Because the
Really?
only people who buy those are like 19-year-olds.
Damn.
I feel offended. At
Good
that.
point.
I like Fireball.
That's a good point.
sometimes.
Yeah.
To like add another shot into my drink, but
Fireball's
You
good
use
in
Fireball as a
cocktails.
chaser?
It's not bad. I've done it before.
This is
I
actually
will
that's a good
neither
thing.
confirm nor deny.
I've done
this.
it. No, I've done it before. It's not a bad chaser.
I will never
Doesn't
neither
work.
confirm nor deny these allegations that have been made against me
Damn.
without my lawyer present.
Just because you get the good shit
Listen.
all the time doesn't mean you have to clown on fire.
Yeah.
It's not the 20s. Alcoholism is not a crime.
Okay, look it. I have no defense for this, but anyway, I'm gonna move on to Barbie real quickly.
Wait, can I just make one final comment?
Are you gonna judge me about my Fireball?
No. I just want to address something Mike said. The 1920s, low key, I feel like parties were way better because it was
Yes.
illegal. Like when you think about it, like alcohol no longer is fun, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like,
We're
oh,
over
you know,
21
like
now.
I can just go
There's
get
no
it.
rush to
There's
it when
no
you get whatever
rush.
you want.
That's
Like when
the
I
other
used to
week.
go to a bar and I would be like, oh, can I get like a beer? And I would get the heart pounding.
The crime made it tasty.
Am I gonna get ID'd? Am I gonna get ID'd? It's like that same thing. Like thinking like the 1920s, it's like we're having a freaking banger ass party, and it's like, yo, are the cops gonna come? Are the cops gonna come? Are the cops
We
gonna
got
like
the
like
heavy
it's
shit
just
too,
like
because it wasn't
yeah.
like gone through all the standards that we have now.
It was all freaking moonshine shit. Like
that shit fucks you up. That shit fucks you up in so many
Yeah.
levels. But I kind of want to add a few things about Barbie.
yes.
Yes,
Go
I
back
have-
to your-
Okay, first off, the soundtrack slaps. It is the best soundtrack ever. Not the best soundtrack ever. I'm not
even
gonna say
better
that.
than Cars.
No.
Okay, I was about to say Cars is a good ass
No.
soundtrack.
Hell no. I will defend Cars. I would defend Cars more than Sing.
Ooh.
I have a soft spot for
Actually,
Cars.
well,
it's a very
see-
cozy movie.
But wait, let I
Sing
didn't mean
is
to like.
also a jukebox musical
Yes.
And so
where
is
they
Cars.
sing.
Wait,
But
no.
Cars is not
Some
a
of the
musical.
songs, the most iconic song.
Well, they don't
Cars.
sing that. No,
No.
jukebox musical means that
Oh.
the characters in the movie
Oh, yeah,
sing
no, that's
those
different.
Yeah, no,
songs.
Cars just has a soundtrack,
It has
a,
a good
very good
Cars is
soundtrack.
second
Yeah.
Great
to the
sound.
soundtrack. Yeah.
To Cars now. But so
But yeah, go back to what
Focus
you
on
were saying.
Barbie.
for
Focus on
Barbie,
for
very disappointed on only one thing, that the main song of the movie was just sampled. The Barbie song was sampled throughout the
The
whole
Nicki
movie.
and Ice
No,
Spice?
the Aqua one, the main Barbie song that Mattel
Like,
fought
I'm a
over.
Barbie
Yeah,
girl?
yeah, that one.
It was
That
sampled
one.
in the.
It was
in the
sampled.
beginning?
That's the Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice song. You can hear.
Wait, for the intro to the movie, they sampled.
No,
the...
that was Lizzo.
Yeah, that was. Wait.
Lizzo-
So are you talking
Lizzo-
about the end of the movie or
Yeah,
in
the end of the
beginning?
movie. But like, that's the song that they used to.
Yeah.
What's it called? Advertise the whole movie. But I want to hear him. You know, I heard Cyndi Lauper. I'm always glad to hear girls just want to have fun.
Wow.
But I went for Barbie. I left for Ken. That is the main take of these whole movies.
You left for Ken.
So-
I left for Ken.
So what do you think is like the cultural? Do you think it's all memed? Like, it's just been memed into like oblivion,
No,
and that's
I
why
have
it's
a
so
hot take on
successful?
that.
Or is
This
it
has happened
like, did it
before.
actually strike a nerve? Like, I didn't see it because I know like some people on Twitter. I'm sorry, X.
Twitter. Mark
Anyways,
never activated Twitter because they're gonna just come at you now.
Yeah.
It's gonna get clipped.
It's because, but like some people are like complaining about Barbie, and I'm just like, well, like I saw this tweet that was literally like, I don't like Barbie because of how political it was, and then it was like, oh, but I loved Oppenheimer, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Question mark?
Barbie was more in your face about it, and
At some
decent.
points, yeah.
No, but near the end of the movie, it was so
Especially.
much in
There's
your
like a
face.
whole-
but
It
not
was
trying to
very
get
good
like
satire.
not trying to like get like like too into it. I just wanted
I'm
to
down
like
to get
your
into it.
take.
I'm down
I'm
to
gonna
get
get
into it.
into it.
Oh, okay.
Because
But
some
I
of
just
it-
wanted to know like
some of it really
your.
pissed me off.
I just wanted to know like your all's like why it was so successful, because like Oppenheimer was successful because everybody saw Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Like, so do you think this was more like nostalgia?
Nostalgia,
Was it, you know, like,
girl-
oh, it's just
Nostalgia,
memed.
and then-
Kids
like,
grew up with Barbie. Like kids
Kids
now
grew up with Barbie.
are
It
growing up
became,
with
like-
Barbie. We
It
have
has a
two
nostalgia to
generations
it.
of it.
And I think this was the first like movie event in a while. That's been a while for people got really hyped, like dress up for a movie. Like,
Yeah,
but why do you
really-
think it
the
like got
marketing
hyped?
was-
Because
oh, it was
marketing-
marketing. The marketing was
There's
on
marketing
Barbie
for Barbie.
things
men want any
everywhere.
excuse to wear pink. I would know.
Ooh,
More people dressed up for Barbie than they did for Oppenheimer.
more people dressed up for
I
Barbie
dressed up
than
for
this.
Oppenheimer.
I dressed up for Oppenheimer.
In the theater, everybody was in a
No,
costume.
there was people in suits. You missed them.
In Oppenheimer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was a
but
couple. There
there
weren't
was
a
a-
lot, but
there
there were a
was-
couple.
There were a few.
At least
Yeah.
I
I
only
would've
saw a
noticed.
couple.
I saw a
noticed
few. I saw a
it.
few. They took pictures by the Barbie booth. It was really funny.
I don't think I would have
But
noticed it.
there was more people dressed up for Oppenheimer, like Barbieheimer, than for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. That I can personally vouch for.
I accept that. That's fine.
Well, I'm personally offended by that
Why?
because I dressed up for all these.
So going back to the main point, what? All right. What was the big pluses about Barbie, and then what would you say are the big minuses about Barbie? And I'll like start with.
Barbie had like a brilliant aesthetic that I haven't seen a movie like commit as hard to the bit recently before. It was like a whole like different world, a Barbie world, if you will.
So like
A
you were
Barbie
immersed
world.
into
Literally?
the world
Yes.
of Barbie, like
That-
you thought
they
you were
did
in a
a-
dollhouse.
Because a portion of the movie. So
The
part
fir-
of the plot in the movie is that Barbie lives in a separate dimension called Barbie Land with
No, it's
every iteration of Barbie and Ken that has ever
And
Mattel has ever
Alan.
created.
Can't
And
forget about
Alan.
Sarah.
Don't forget Michael Cera. He did a huge part in the movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
he
did.
beat up some Kens.
Alan did a great job, and we're always rooting for Alan here. Okay,
Okay,
this
we're
is a
rooting
pro
for-
Alan podcast.
He's
Cool.
making up for his crimes against feminism in the Riona Scott series. And
Michael Cera, my favorite movie is Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
That's a horrible movie, but great
It's
comic
not
books.
a horrible.
it's
movie.
iconic.
It's
flawed.
iconic. Don't look at
I
me
wish
like
you
that.
could see my face right now.
No. I'm
am
gonna say
triggered.
this.
Mark
I'm
is
gonna say this.
furious.
No. I love the comics. I have
I
all
love
of
the
them. I
comics,
love them
too.
so much. I love what the idea of the movie, but it's also very iconic. I have another hot take.
You know what? You know what? Let's put a pin on this, and then let's finish
We
the
have a
Barbie
lot of
thing.
pins on this
Let's-
conversation. Yes,
Barbie
yes,
first.
Barbie
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
All right. Mike shared opinions, all good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save mine for last. John.
Yeah. What
about
did you
you?
like about it, and what did you like not think it
I
was,
was
so good?
very surprised how much they put into the practical stuff because they
Yeah.
built like whole sets to replicate like the Barbie like dream houses
Yeah.
and all the toys and everything. And I saw something online that they ran into because of how much pink paint they used for the movie sets. They actually created a shortage of pink paint in the U.S.
Yeah.
Really?
They weren't
Yeah,
using
that's
computers
how much
for a lot
paint
of
they
it.
used.
Like
Yeah.
a big reason that the movie's aesthetic was so good was because of how much of it was like real paint and real scenes
It was
that were
really
so
cool.
used
Yeah.
to
Not a
like
lot of
modern-
CGI.
When they,
No,
when
not
they
really.
Did, there's not that
Wow.
much. They did whenever they film in this like separate dimension where all the Barbies live. It's all. I think it's all like a practical set.
Yeah, it's a
except for
practical
maybe the
set.
background where it's like CGI'd an
Yeah.
ocean or something.
Some of them,
Or like
some of it
or like when
is.
she's like driving out of Barbie Land, like the landscape that goes on for infinity.
Yeah, that's
like a
different.
little bit of CGI, but everything else is green screen.
Wow, that's good.
Everything else is practical. I mean,
Because
mean-
we're so used to fantasy movies having like nothing but green screen in the background.
That's
So when
the
someone
norm. The
commits
norm
so
now is
much
that.
to the opening,
There's a CGI
like, doing
to
real
Oblivion.
effects,
CGI is good,
it looks so good.
and it blended
the
so
CGI
well.
They blend it well in this movie, and then when they go to the real world, it's obviously mostly practical, except for the scenes when they go to
Mattel.
They like infiltrate Mattel headquarters.
That was great.
Which is funny. Practical wise, I thought they did pretty good with it. Second, then they did Mattel took a lot of shots in this movie.
To themselves.
Yeah.
To themselves.
Yeah.
Like
So they had
like how they're-
self-deprecating humor?
Yes,
a
a lot
lot
of self.
of self-deprecating.
Not even
Do you
just
wanna hear the
from
biggest one?
Mattel.
Yeah.
Is that I don't know if you guys noticed, but back in like the 90s when that Barbie Girls song came out, Mattel despised it. Like that is not a song
Really?
that was condoned by the Barbie because it's like a very
Barbie,
sexual
like the-
song.
It's a very inappropriate song.
that
Really?
yeah,
listen
highly.
to it.
Like it's about basically treating a partner like a doll. Essentially, if you boil down the lyrics. And the biggest criticism of Barbie in the 90s that they're trying to get past was that, oh, this objectifies women. Oh, it has like an unrealistic standard. And they were fighting hard against it by making, Dr. Barbie, Lawyer Barbie, and all that.
Bruh.
And what happened
Again,
was
it's a
that
Looking
toy.
Barbies
Again,
they,
it's a
when
toy.
that Barbie Girl song came out and was the biggest song out there, and essentially that was it was permanently tied to the brand, and Mattel was furious at that. So what they did was they had like a protracted several year long lawsuit against the song. It
And they
failed
lost?
because it was protected by free speech, and you can't copyright like that in a song because so many songs use so many brand names. Like Barbie wasn't exempt, even though like it was sexualized in like a kid's toy. And to have them like co-opt this 20 years later and have it in the movie on the soundtrack with a Nicki Minaj verse, like
Shows
growth.
it shows a lot of
Growth.
growth.
It shows growth, and it shows we learn from our mistakes.
I
Yeah.
thought
There's a lot of-
Barbie was Hasbro for such a long time.
no,
and now it's Mattel.
Barbie's always been Mattel. That was
What
like
other
one of-
brands? Do you all know like what
Monster
other
High.
toys? Monster High.
Monster High.
Uno is Mattel.
Uno's Mattel. Monster
Really?
High's Mattel.
They really had the doll niche.
They really did. I think Bratz was
Bratz?
Mattel.
That'd be incredible if it's true.
Let me.
Wait,
I'm
what
gonna.
about Cabbage Patch Kids?
I don't.
No, that was
Ooh.
Hasbro.
Yeah, that's
That's
The
Hasbro?
only like
Oh.
dolls that I remember, I don't know if you guys ever had them. Like my sister had them. Were American Girl dolls.
No, don't talk to me about American
I know what you're
Girl
talking
dolls.
about.
That
Like,
is
they
like
were so
the
creepy.
most.
So
no, no,
did
no.
you did
They're
did-
$200 dolls. You know
yeah,
that, right?
they're like, but you can
but
get
have
them
life
of
warranty.
like you.
Yeah,
Like you,
I have
like,
one of me.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
two
that's the
of
whole
me. I have a
premise,
baby
right? You
one
get
of
to make
me.
a doll that looks just like
No, no,
Yeah.
no. And they have a lifetime. I have a few.
They have a lifetime warranty.
They have a lifetime warranty,
I thought
even
that's
if they
why
don't
she
make
has a
it.
few. She still has
Girl
them.
dolls.
Don't talk to me.
So wait, do you have like one of you of multiple stages of your life?
No,
or is
I-
it just like
well,
one
no,
of
you
you
just
but
get-
different outfits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can get like you get girls for different eras. So like I have a hippie girl, and you get like a little book about it. It's like Barbie, but better.
But more expensive.
Much more expensive. Much more expensive, and also I would say it's more women empowering
Yeah.
than Barbie.
Really?
American
Yes.
Girl dolls.
American
would you-
Girl dolls are.
because they have stories for all of
Yeah,
them
they
that
have
go
stories
into, like,
that go into
personal
different
lives.
values that you learn from at the end of the day. I was don't get me wrong, which one is it? Princess and the Pauper, favorite Barbie movie of all time.
Yeah.
No one fight me on that. If you fight me, you're wrong. Sorry.
Those American Girl movies are really good. Like
They're
even as a boy,
kid-
like
They have
my
movies?
sister,
They have
Yeah,
movies
this
and
is the
TV.
first one for
There-
me.
It is a
What?
whole gateway.
like they essentially
That's- I didn't know
have
that.
like very down to earth stories with like real like plot and all that, like actual movies, not just ads.
Are these like
that
live
they use to
action
cut-
or
live
these-
action? Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah,
What?
I think there's one.
And
with
my
kids.
sister used to watch them a lot, and I would always find excuse like, "Oh, I'm just cleaning in here," but I was watching the movie.
Yeah. Also, do you want to hear something funny, Mark? Hot Wheels is owned by Mattel too.
Really?
Yeah, Hot Wheels is owned by Mattel.
I stand
I
corrected.
had no idea.
You know what Mattel is? They're like that evil empire that like
and Thomas
sits behind.
and Friends. So basically, our whole childhood.
Mattel owns
Thomas and
Thomas and
Friends.
Friends.
Mattel owns Barbie, Hot
incredible.
Wheels,
I remember
Fisher
I had
Price.
I remember having the VHS tapes for Thomas and Friends. Like when they made those movies.
They literally own our whole childhood.
I used to watch those.
It's
when I was a
Barbie,
kid.
Hot Wheels, Fisher Price, American. They also own American Girl now. That's crazy.
That's interesting.
They got the fancy stuff.
But back to what I was saying.
Yes.
Like they take Mattel takes a lot of shots at themselves for like strong like corporation controlling everything to like because Will Ferrell plays as the CEO.
Yeah.
And he's just making fun of himself. He's talking about like how he has like friends in the
not
industry.
being creepy as well.
Not being a creep for making girl dolls.
It's like soundtracks. If you can't beat them, join them. That they're trying to like own all the criticisms of themselves so they could sound like they're in on the joke, which will make it more acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you all think it's fair people going off on Twitter about Barbie? Like,
I haven't really been following the Twitter.
Which
discourse.
criticisms? I'm on Twitter.
all
a
right, so
lot.
you know what? This would be a perfect question for you, Mike. So, you have like conservative figureheads like Ben Shapiro that are like,
Oh no.
burning
you know,
dolls.
burning
Oh
dolls.
no.
What is it about? Like, I didn't see the movie. I'm assuming it's just like a movie about Barbies.
I got
okay,
you,
yeah,
right.
like.
I have a
The
weird
movie
take
was
about
very
it.
overtly and proudly
So-
feminist.
Wait,
It
who
was
wants to
very
give
good
the
for it.
plot?
I got this. I got this. For those who
you do
don't know,
this.
I'm
You
raising
got
my hand because I have
Yeah.
a hot take about it. Because
do it.
apparently today is the episode of Hot Takes. Possible episode name? Question mark?
How many times have you said the words hot take?
Yes.
If
Yeah.
you in the
Hot
Q&A
take,
section,
Alyssa.
let us know how many times we said the word hot
Comments?
takes.
Specifically me.
When we have a Wikipedia in 5 years.
But
Ooh, maybe.
But, okay, what
so
are the
basically,
opinions?
the plot of Barbie. They have a few
Cover
side
your
plots
ears.
going on, which is really good. We'll figure it out. But
Okay.
basically, the plot for Barbie is having these weird realizations about real world problems. She's like having existential crises. Her feet are like she's not really Barbie anymore. And
She
she's-
starts turning like old and raggedy.
not.
No, what'd she say in the movie? She's like,
gets
I have
cellulite.
cellulite.
Which, by the way, I felt that.
normal,
I don't
right?
even know what
Yeah.
that is.
It's like the little
Cellulite is
lines
like
on the side,
when
right?
your fat kind of starts breaking apart and becomes visible, so it's not super tight,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Oh.
also like a common thing just in general.
Yeah.
Some people have it, some people don't.
The Barbies live in a perfect repetitive world.
And also,
where
this
everything
Barbie
just
is
kind of happens
the
the same every
quote
day.
unquote stereotypical Barbie, like the Barbie we see everywhere, like the blonde wig, blue eyed
Yeah.
Barbie. Not to just giving characteristics here.
Yeah.
She has Ken. Ken is always in her shadow. Oh, like he only lives to be noticed by Barbie. That's his whole storyline. That's his whole idea. So they have to go to Barbie ends up having the Barbie we know, Margot Robbie Barbie, ends up having to go to the real world to see the person who played with her and make sure she's okay so she can be okay.
She visits,
And can be
she
regular
visits
Barbie.
She visits ugly Barbie.
No,
Played by,
it's Weirdo Barbie.
Weirdo Barbie.
Weirdo
sorry.
Barbie. Come
Played
on.
by Kate McKinnon.
Yes.
Iconic.
That was very funny. So Barbie ends up going to the real world, and Mattel had a problem where they had another doll escape into the real world, and it was this whole fiasco. So Mattel's now trying to trace down Barbie, while Barbie is trying to find her owner that played with her, so she can basically fix them, so she can fix herself. You know, very selfish motivations throughout the whole movie.
Of course.
And basically, it's not the young girl that she thought. It ends up being the mom, which they tell you early on. It's not a huge spoiler. So Barbie's like, what do I do? Ken finds a book, few books.
No. See, because she's like, Ken, just go do your own thing.
Yeah, no
while
one's
I
worried
find my
about-
humans, please.
Yeah, the whole like
And
everyone
he's just like,
shits
fine.
on Ken.
I'm gonna go into town. I'm gonna
No.
mind my own
He
business.
goes
To a
into the
library.
library.
He goes into a library.
Reads about horses and misogyny and patriarchy.
Yeah, and
He
then
just sees all the-
he's
he
like,
sees, like, a
I like
montage.
this, and I'm gonna take this to Barbie World. So Ken ends up making his way back. Everyone chases out. Ken makes his way back first because he's gonna show all the Kens, because all the Kens live for Barbies. And he's like, I love Barbie, but she only sees me as friend. Best fucking song by Ryan Gosling.
Ryan
He
Gosling.
needs to drop
Ryan
the album.
Gosling.
He's Ken.
He's Ken. Best fucking song he ever did. So he rallies up all the Kens like, we're done with this. We're going to control Barbie Land. So now it becomes a very misogynistic thing. Because also all the Barbies are like, we did it. Barbie Land's perfect. Women can do anything. They get a real shock in the real world. That is not like how it is in Barbie Land. And there is this whole speech from the woman who played with
The mom.
the mom who played with Margot Robbie's Barbie because she didn't have a relationship with her daughter like she wanted to. The daughter's being
Yeah.
a teenage brat, which I have a whole problem with that daughter's character as a whole Like, she was not a good character.
How so?
She was just, I get it, she's like a preteen and she's like, I'm gonna be edgy, fuck my parents, I hate them. But she was just so annoying throughout the whole movie.
I mean, hey, teenagers.
Yeah, but
her motivation for being a bad person was just I'm
cooler
a
than you.
teenager going through.
Yeah, exactly.
Lazy writing. Can we
Yeah.
say that?
It was really lazy writing on her part.
What did you think about that whole 2-minute speech that the mom
I
gave
hated it.
about why women have it tougher than men?
I like for those forced
Like,
women empowerment.
if you want politics thrown in your face,
literally,
listen to those
it was
2
the last
minutes.
ending of the movie, and that's how like all the Barbies ended up being mind controlled somehow. They didn't explain how, but somehow.
Because
Deus Ex Machina?
the Kens took over, and
But
then they
they-
were like brainwashed. Somehow they
They
didn't
never
explain how.
brainwashed. They never explained how these very
They
intelligent
just
Barbies
show up and they're immediately
got
brainwashed.
brainwashed, which also kind of bothered me a little bit.
They should have explained that.
Yeah, I was like, how did you're like a doctor? You're a
Yeah.
Nobel like prize winner. How are you brainwashed? But the speech that the mom gave felt very forced in a
Yeah.
sense. That's when it got very political, like a little too political.
So that's
for
what you're
me.
saying. People are having like
Yes,
air quotes,
it's literally
the problems.
literally near the
That's
end
like
of the movie.
That's the one scene where it's like, okay, don't
It's a few
let-
scenes.
It's a few scenes, but that's the scene.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like, don't lecture me about
That and
this.
like the whole kind of Ken moment to like, you're my girlfriend now. We're gonna do blah 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 blah.
After he's wearing like the
Yeah,
fur
it's
coat,
very
the
like
boxing
traditional,
gloves.
like very what's the word that I'm looking for? Stereotypical misogyny, and then also that,
Because it's also to show it to kids too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're
It's
trying to
also
be
like-
as blatant with it as possible.
let's be honest here. She knew that most of the people who were gonna see the Barbie movie were adults.
Yeah.
Let's be
Yeah.
honest here with
The
some of those
PG-13
jokes.
rating.
With some of those jokes.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting. Like, what do you think, Mike?
I personally think the Barbie movie had good politics. I enjoyed it. That it's like it's an overtly feminist movie. That its audience are primarily young women who agree with a lot of what the Barbies were saying.
Okay.
Because they do like the Barbie world meant to contrast the human world because the Barbie world is female centric in a way that Earth is not, and it was meant to be the contrast there.
Okay.
And I will say, like, it was primarily a comedy, and they often used that angle for comedy, that most of it was.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I really enjoyed the plot where they essentially, to solve the problem, they tricked the Kens into fighting each other in order
was really
to
funny.
get, yeah, that was the best part of the movie, in order to get back Barbie Land.
Yeah, they were like, men are stupid. Let's trick them into fighting themselves.
When I
I
saw
don't know, men
the
didn't have a lot of wars. Like,
when I saw the writing for the movie, and then
crossover.
and then they did the credits for everything, and then when I saw that it was directed by Greta Gerwig, that kind of made sense.
Is she like?
She's I'm gonna look up her like filmography.
All I'm saying is Greta could have made Oppenheimer, but Nolan could have never made Barbie.
That's true. I'll say that. I'll agree to that. Barbie's
Challenge. You know, I saw a headline today that was saying that Cillian Murphy is interested in being a Ken in Barbie 2.
Oh, they
I don't know.
already announced
Wait,
the
wait,
sequel.
when was
They
this?
announced the sequel already.
There's going to be like 7 of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course, there's a sequel.
They're-
Of
they're
course
But
there's
do you
a
think
sequel.
that was all troll behavior, or
Yes.
he's like?
No, he meant it.
No, he
I
meant,
don't
he was like
know.
He
fully
basically said,
supporting
I
could've
want a
meant
giant
that.
check.
Yeah, he was fully supporting Barbie because people were like, "Oh, Barbie Oppenheimer versus." Even though I'm gonna say it, in the video game world, we had the same thing happen. That's where the original meme came from, where it's like Doom Guy and Isabelle from Animal Crossing. Look, no, I'm serious. This happened before. Both games were coming out on the same day, and it was basically Oppenheimer Barbie, but like video game version. I swear to you, it had the best artwork.
Oh my gosh! And
This has happened before.
yeah.
But I'm gonna switch gears. I have a little update.
Wait, can I just go back to the
Oh,
Greta
the Greta?
Gerwig thing before?
Yeah,
anything?
because I have a funny update about what I spoke about last week, if you remember a little bit.
So
Let's do it.
she's Greta Gerwig is known for movies like Little Women, Lady Bird, Nights and
Lady Bird was
Weekends.
a wait. That was with Timothy Chalamet, right?
Lady Bird was with Timothy Chalamet and
And-
Saoirse Ronan.
The new Willy
I think
Wonka.
that's wait, is that how you pronounce
Oh
her name?
no,
Timothy
I'm
Chalamet?
thinking of
No,
the one with
Ronan.
Yes.
Timothy.
Saoirse, is that how you pronounce her first name?
Saoirse.
I think that's how you pronounce her first name. I may be
Maybe.
wrong.
Oh, I'm thinking of
She's known for making projects like these like female stories. So that's
Alright.
why she's involved with Barbie. But the politics here were a lot more heavy-handed, I think, especially in that 2-minute speech.
Not even that 2-minute speech, just like that whole.
Yeah,
little
but that one
segment.
scene in particular
Oh, that was so
defined
blatant in your
everything.
face. I didn't like it.
I do think it's worth talking about the context of that scene, though. Like, this was after Barbie was so dejected over her world completely falling apart. I think it's heavy-handed in the human world, but, like, in that literal situation, I think it made sense, where she came back and the world was dominated by men and the women remained maids. I do believe, like, you could definitely argue that in the real world it's worth, like, criticizing how heavy-handed it was. I'm inclined to think it could have benefited from one rewrite. But I think the overall plot relevance, I think it worked in that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be, honestly, like, kind of a satire of those kind of speeches as well. Like, Barbie's a comedy. Like, that speech was meant to be somewhat tongue-in-cheek. Like, it's meant to be how the trope is that a motivational speech can turn around characters. And the plan was literally them grabbing brainwashed Barbies and giving them a speech. That it wasn't meant to be interpreted as literal, in my opinion. That I always
That's
interpret it as,
that's
like, a
a nice
satire.
So you
Yeah, that's
do you
a
think
good
people
take.
just got
Too salty.
triggered and salty?
Yeah.
Snowflakes, basically, at the end
Basically
of the day.
snowflakes, yeah, no offense.
Yeah, like,
We
I
had
didn't
our
see the
one
movie.
Canceled remark at what time, John?
I didn't see the movie.
One cancelable remark.
Yeah.
At an hour and 2 minutes in.
Ooh, we did pretty good. I'm
Yeah.
proud of us.
So what's the update?
So I have an update on not Mrs. anymore, Ariana Grande.
Oh,
Oh, we're going back to that.
I am still on that.
She has one less problem.
Oh no, she has a new problem.
Ooh.
It is SpongeBob SquarePants.
She's
Wait,
doing
what?
She
SpongeBob.
is dating the guy who played SpongeBob SquarePants.
I thought he died.
And Tom Kenny's still alive.
And you
Wait,
mean
I thought
that's
the-
the creator of
Oh.
SpongeBob,
Not the
voice
creator.
actor.
No.
Okay.
No, you're thinking something very different.
Oh.
She is dating the guy who played SpongeBob in the Broadway musical.
Oh, okay. I didn't let you
Yeah.
finish.
And-
My bad.
Yeah. Also,
And the wife
Twitter?
is now devastated.
what?
The guy who played SpongeBob,
He
he had a wife.
no. Also, he deactivated his Instagram. Like his Instagram is on private now because everyone went after him.
Over what?
Because
His
he's still married.
looks.
Isn't he still married?
No, they went after him because of his looks. That
Wait,
she
is he like?
He wasn't that
buns?
bad.
he wasn't. It's just like Twitter being Twitter.
Let me see what he looks.
Yeah.
Look, medium ugly guys are the new rave.
I
What's
didn't
his
say-
name?
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's Ethan Slater.
I don't know. But apparently she was not the most faithful during her time with
Grande.
yeah, and apparently that's been a
Wait,
quote unquote
wait.
oh
Look, if you release a song
Wait,
as
wait,
good
don't
as MTV,
don't add on to the hate, Mark. Do not add on to the hate. We are better than this.
Can I see the picture?
Wait,
Show
wait,
the
wait,
picture.
wait, wait,
Do
wait,
not
wait,
add on
wait,
to the
wait,
hate.
wait.
He does kind of look like Tom Kenny a little
me see
bit.
that.
Not gonna lie.
And for those who are listening, we're just like taking a
They're
pause.
sharing a
We're just
picture.
looking at
of
Ethan
this
All right, all right.
guy.
No.
Not
no,
the.
let
He
me-
got bullied so much over that.
there's
and that's
nothing
the
wrong
I'm
with
not-
doing
I'm
a
not
bit of
saying
charity
this.
work.
He's famous.
I'm not saying
now.
anything, but okay, here you go, Mike. Granted, she has a full face of makeup. Ariana Grande has a full face of makeup, so take that with some context.
Are you finding the
But
Twitter
Okay.
comparison?
I'm finding the TMZ
The
That is-
TMZ
comparison.
Look,
Let me see, let me
Ariana
see.
Grande
Hold
is
on,
allowed
let me
to do
see.
charity work. It's fine.
that is
that-
such a Mike.
Oh.
I'm surprised you're not from the South. That is for those who may not know, like Southern culture. That is like such the most backhanded
Bless your heart
compliment.
for that.
Yeah, bless your heart for
Bless
that.
your
Mike.
heart for that.
Bless your heart.
But
Look, he's not that bad, honestly. Like, look,
I've dated.
He's not that
worse.
bad for an average-looking guy. That's
Oh my goodness!
I'm
Stop.
s-
She really
I'm such a
said,
terrible
"Break up with
person."
your wife. I'm bored," and no one took her seriously during that whole era of break up with your
So-
girlfriend. I'm bored.
okay. Real question: is she about to get the same heat as Alicia Keys did?
No,
probably not.
it's Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has 45 different angles defending her. Don't even try that conversation.
I don't know.
It's not
I
gonna
don't
end well
know.
for us
I don't
here.
know.
We just got to episode 2. We're not trying to
I
survive. to
I was
episode
just saying
3.
some real hot. I was about to say some real
No.
hot takes.
I mean,
about
once you
Ariana
release
Grande.
break up with your girlfriend on board, you're not allowed to, like, get surprised.
But
by what
Alicia
she does.
Keys got so much heat though,
but
and
I-
like nobody blamed the guy. She got so much heat for
They're
like
blaming the guy in this case, but over stuff he can't really control.
maybe he's got the schlong. That's what I'm
Possibly.
SpongeBob's got this long.
saying. SpongeBob's got the schlong, man.
And half of our childhood has been ruined.
Yeah.
From Barbie to SpongeBob dicks.
He should have voiced
He's got-
the big worm in the episode.
Yeah.
I call this the Alaskan worm.
Let's get more.
I'm sorry.
A apologize to everyone now for that joke.
I apologize for nothing.
And then what was it? I actually wrote down a list of stuff to talk about, but
What about the list?
the list. Ooh,
The list.
My list. We kind of went through most of it. We spent most of the episode on Barbenheimer, which is like the big thing anyway.
That was the main topic.
I just wanted to update on the Ariana Grande because it's like taking a full train ahead.
Really?
Yes, it's
I'm
on
not
the,
like
it's on the
active in
express
that
line.
corner of Twitter, but
I'm
damn.
not either. I just see it on Instagram a lot, like all the hate, and it's not worth it.
But what are they like her stands getting tight that
Yes.
she's for what? Like
No,
she
they're getting-
dated Pete Davidson. I'm sorry, like you can't.
almost got
you
married to
can't-
Pete
yeah,
Davidson.
Wasn't she married?
She
to
was
Pete
the
She
whole
was
Davidson?
song
going
about
to
Pete
get
Davidson.
married to
So then what? I'm sorry, Ariana Grande fans. Like she literally
She likes
is
them ugly.
attracted to sick men. Like
Fine, she likes them with good personalities.
we don't know that.
I don't
We
know.
don't-
Pete
it's
giving off the
Davidson
energy.
has
It's
apparently
giving off
has
the
that
energy.
big dick energy that.
I was
mean,
just saying,
Kim
yeah,
K
you gotta,
was with him.
you
How
gotta
much
give
of
off
that?
the
Like,
energy.
wait, who isn't Kim Kardashian dating Tom Brady, or isn't that like that?
No.
That was a thing. I saw
That's
on
just
another
never a
headline.
thing.
Look it up. There,
Stop
people were
it.
like,
I don't think so.
No, you're wrong.
Tom Brady literally left his wife for football. He literally was
Hell
married
yeah.
to a supermodel and left his wife for football because this man did not want to be a father. You know what's crazy about Tom Brady? I'm sorry. Let me go at the GOAT for a second.
Oh god.
And
He
hot take. Now we're
literally.
canceled.
Did you see the video of he's like doing acupuncture or something, and his son comes
Oh,
in,
he like kisses his son
and he's
or
like, "Where are you going?" Like,
Also, you're very wrong. It's Arena Shakes,
who?
not Kim Kardashian and Tom Brady. It's
No, no,
Tom
no.
Brady and
You need to
his
see that
novel.
name
No,
again.
but go.
I
But,
can't even try it. It's SHAYK.
but try googling Tom
Yeah, I'm
Brady
not gonna try that.
and
I did. Kim Kardashian and Tom Brady. Once you Google Kim Kardashian and T, that is like the first thing that comes up now.
No, give me a second.
No, it's Kanye West's ex.
No, wait. Kim Kardashian, Tom Brady.
What's it say?
Yeah, Tom Brady looked pretty happy with
Yeah, you're wrong. Goodbye.
okay.
I have another question real quickly.
Go,
And I think this might be
speak.
our final one. Speak now. For
Speak
recording
now.
purposes. Oh wow. Thanks, John. It's like a
Speak.
good it's like a good wizardy voice.
Speak.
Anyway, but
Shows.
oh my goodness, but so I wanted to ask a real quick question because we're all in different stages in our life.
Okay. Oh god.
Yeah, you
Totally
know this
imagine what
question.
you're gonna ask.
What? Ask the question. I don't know what a question she's gonna ask.
Mark, if you don't mind me asking, you've met your lovely significant other
Yes.
in person.
Yes.
You have
I think so.
after
Not the
after 2 years.
Insert X-Files theme.
Doo-doo-doo.
Anyway, but
Oh,
I
God.
met my significant other not
Yeah.
in person.
Okay. That's becoming more and more normalized.
How do you feel like dating culture pre-COVID versus post-COVID? Because I feel like it's very different now.
I think it's generational wise.
You think
Like
so?
our generation, and it's not like shitting on anything or anything like that, but our generation just feels a lot more comfortable online, and that's not like that's just an observation. That's not like a a criticism. And so I think it's actually weirder to meet people on Gen Z who haven't formed their initial romantic relationship online, but in person.
Can you be more specific with your question?
So like I've met significant others on and off online, pre and I've met them post-COVID, right?
Okay.
I feel like they're different types of relationships, and it's like a different progression of a relationship versus from online versus in person.
Oh, so you're just asking like a discussion on
Just like in general, because I feel like, especially now after COVID, dating has changed in the weirdest of ways.
What would you say?
I would say people are. This is just a general
Yeah,
opinion
yeah,
I
yeah.
have.
Okay.
People are more comfortable behind a screen. I feel like that's a general fact.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh yeah, it's way easier to contact somebody over like an app or or a
It-
DM
you
than
would
it
think.
is
But
because if you always screw up, you could always just like
walk.
you got to block or delete the message you sent.
That's true.
You're absolutely right.
I feel like it's different though, like
Mm-hmm.
dating as a female in a heterosexual relationship versus a guy in or like a person who also wants a heterosexual relationship.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
I think it's that's a complicated question because I think that for some women and men as well, like what John said, that when you, let's say, fuck up, for lack of a better term, right? You fuck up, you can delete the text, block them, oh, I don't want to ever see you again. But at the same time, though, if you can't form, I think personally, you form a better relationship when you're across the table or across, the aisle from the person that you're trying to get to know better. Yeah. And, you pick up on their mannerisms, they pick up on your mannerisms. And also, you can't, not that you can't leave, but it's a lot harder to leave. So if you get, let's say, oh, I said something that I shouldn't have, or, oh, I look like an idiot or something, it's, you're conditioned to using a phone where, oh, I can just block the person, right? And live a little bit more sheltered, that I would say, than, let's say, forming that in-person relationship.
I mean, for me personally, it's hard to do in-person relationships. Like to meet someone in person, because in my field is very, very tiny. We all know each other.
Yeah.
And
that makes it messy.
Yeah, don't fuck where you shit. Or like, don't fuck where you eat, basically. Don't fuck where you eat.
You should definitely not fuck where you shit.
You don't
just
do
in my
any-
opinion.
don't-
Don't do that.
Don't do any. Well, I'm trying to remember the saying. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
It's
know.
just
Fleetwood
nasty.
Mac made some
just
great
nasty.
music, bro.
What?
True. Oh yeah, they had that breakup album.
Yeah,
where
Fleetwood Mac
basically
made
there was like the messiest love triangle
Wasn't
imaginable.
wasn't rumors just about
Yes.
them breaking up?
Literally, imagine harmonizing to your ex who's singing about how shitty of a person you are.
Wait, who did that?
Fleetwood Mac. Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
yeah.
yes. I
But-
actually know this.
But I just want to put that out there. Not endorsing it. I just want to put it
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Only do it if you're a great singer. In that case, you'll get some
Only
pretty
do
cool
it if
out of
you're a
it.
great singer.
don't only do it when you're a great singer and you have a great reputation already, like in the field.
Only do it when you got that PR team to back you up.
You need to build at least 10 years of residual goodwill.
Yes.
But
10 years of charity work.
yeah,
As Mike said.
I would say
Yes.
though that there's a difference between starting the relationship online and having the relationship be exclusively online. I
Yeah.
think that's a big difference.
You mean our Minecraft girlfriend and boyfriends don't count?
Oh, you mean Roblox?
We all just.
I'm
aged
still waiting
ourse-
for them.
No, but
I'm still waiting to get broken up by mine. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, but
Oh my God,
I think
imagine.
like if you find your partner online and you guys have that first point of contact online, but then it transition into the real world, that's a lot different than, let's say, having it exclusively online. Like, no, like we're just gonna
Yeah.
talk and all that. It's I'm not knocking people who do that. I'm not it's your life. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life, but I think that it's always better to break the screen barrier.
No, I'm. Obviously, yeah, and that happens. I'm saying just in general, different takes, because
Yeah.
obviously we all know dating's hard. We're in different aspects of dating relationships.
Yeah. Also, I think dating, this is going to be a hot take. I think dating is harder now than
Yes.
it was in the past.
That's That's not a hot take.
It might be. How
That's
so?
just a fact.
That's a
not-
fact.
Well,
I might push back on that a bit.
I think that, in the past, and you can say this is either evolution or regression, I guess it's depending on how you look at the situation. People are more paranoid today than they were, let's say, 20, 30, 40 years ago. And that's just, I'm not critiquing, I'm just saying that's an observation. And that, like, let's say you go up, you have a complete stranger that goes up to another complete stranger. It's a lot harder today to make that conversation in person. Online, that's a completely different story. Online is 100% different story. But in person, I'm talking about than it was 20, 30 years ago. But also, you have to say 20, 30 years ago, the internet wasn't around.
Yeah.
So, you had to-
also,
you had
people
to
were
go
getting
something,
set
yeah.
up too. So it's like, I know someone. Like, this person knows this
Yeah.
person.
I would.
And it's hard to. I feel like now, it's really hard to set up people.
I
Awesome.
don't. Oh, yeah. Let you finish. Sorry.
As someone who's been set up before, and who's done the setting up, people now are so, I don't want to say very they're very open with their quirks.
What can you explain? I'm confused.
I'm using-
when they just
I
like
smell a story.
they open up the conversation with like everything about them
Yes,
rather than just
people-
they go
leading up
goblin
to
mode.
it.
Is that what it is?
No, word
They go
vomit.
sickle mode.
Is that a saying? Word
Yes,
vomit?
bangers.
Yeah, word vomit's a thing where you just literally just throw everything
I've had
out.
that. I've had that
Trauma
before.
dumping.
Not trauma dumping per se.
I've had that sometimes too.
Yeah,
Wait,
I've
wait,
had
I'm
that too.
confused.
Early on in the
Okay, so word
relationships.
vomiting
Mm-hmm.
is basically you throw everything out. Like you're
Like,
just
can you give an artificial example of like a word
okay,
vomit?
So is that like a modern thing? Like I think I don't know if
It's
Yeah,
a
we
mod- I
old?
feel like
Are
it's
we
a
old,
mod-
Mike?
No. Okay, so I've seen in different jobs that
Yeah,
I've worked,
yeah.
even to stages of like adulthood where my friends have tried to set me up with people, and that thing has fizzled so quickly. Like nothing, no effort, no bother in trying to get to know me.
Really?
Yes, before I've met my my lovely other half that I've been set up with because I gave up on dating apps very much.
Oh,
so
I've been giving
It's
up on dating apps.
horrible.
Dating apps, I feel like it's just so
It's
toxic. It's just so toxic.
It's-
like,
on which one.
okay,
no,
that's a
no,
really good.
no,
Well, no, wait.
no.
That's a really good
because
point.
I've been in all of them.
No.
Some of them are
Some are
better
worse.
for dating. Others are just hookup.
I'm sorry.
sites.
I met my boyfriend on Coffee Meets Bagel. Who the fuck knows what that
Which
is?
exactly because that sounds like
Exactly. It actually
it
made a
sounds
ton
like
of money on
one-
Shark Tank. That's how I found it.
it sounds like a dating site that is actually just for dating
No, people have asked for hookups.
compared to Tinder.
Those people are just dogs,
I've
man.
actually
Like if you're on
almo-
Coffee
I-
Meets
compared to like
Bagels,
Hinge or
trying to-
Tinder.
I've
is
met-
not the,
Hinge
I-
is known as a hookup app now.
I wouldn't be
I thought
surprised if it
Hinge was
was.
meant for like people in their 30s. Like,
what you talking about? People in their 30s.
okay, what guys did you? If I'm,
I've had a whole relationship from that app. I've met my
And how
best
old wa-
friend through there.
How old? Wait, you met your best friend through Hinge?
My ex-boyfriend.
Oh, how old? If you mind me asking, how old
I
is
was.
he?
He's 2 years older than us.
Oh, okay.
We started dating when I was turning 21. We were a COVID relationship.
All right, I'm
Alright,
so
are
sorry.
you
I'm
judging me?
I'm
No, no, no.
not.
So we're dropping down from 3 co-hosts
Wait,
to 2. I promise you this.
Wait. I'm laughing
We
because this
survived
is
2
like that whole
episodes
idea
with all of us here.
of the COVID relationship. Like, so you guys had that like.
We started dating during COVID. Like talking, getting to know each
Oh,
other.
that must have been really
We had-
hard.
You know, safe distancing and everything. And we wanted to thank our lovely bartender
We gotta thank our lovely
revoir.
bartender.
Again.
with our Barbie blast.
gotta get going.
And
Yeah, you want to say any parting words?
yes.
Yes. Thank you for having me on here. I'm very flattered you thought I was smart enough to come up with all the history references and drinks. Like, and have a good night. I'd stay
You
longer,
still
but it's a
got
long
us though.
drive.
You did
You
get
did
us though.
great,
We
though.
were
You
all
tricked
wrong.
us.
Great.
Yeah.
2 for 2 so far.
Yeah, we're not
I
gonna
love
be
it.
far behind you.
No, we're gonna get better with these.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say it went pretty normal. I've had some very failed, miserable opportunities, but I've also almost had relationships from Tinder. My cousin's hopefully getting proposed to soon and
Wow,
becoming
congrats.
married from her Tinder date.
My
Yeah,
sister
congrats.
found her boyfriend on Tinder. Like
Exactly.
but I would also say that Tinder is it's
You gotta refine your-
it's a rough world out there.
you gotta
know?
you gotta refine your search histories. You know,
Like-
I've met some great people off of Tinder.
You know what my strategy was on Tinder?
No,
I
know
would
what this
literally like, let's say my phone's on the table, I would literally be on Tinder right now and I would just be like, just swipe
Just
right.
swipe right on
I'm not
everybody.
even looking.
So-
I'm not even looking. Just swipe right.
honestly, I've done that, and then I had to get really picky because I've had to use the as a fellow woman out there, any women listeners, the text strategy, the secret code word. You know like you text that secret code word and someone calls you. It's like, you need to come home now. Something crazy is happening. I've had to use that strategy before.
Really?
Oh
wow.
yeah, I was like scared for my life one time, and I was like, oh no,
What?
I gotta go, gotta blast. Sorry.
That's crazy. I've been very fortunate to never have like a crazy date like that. Maybe like I've just never had a date where I felt like I had to call John and like and be like, yo, can you come help me up, bro?
Yeah.
I think I've called John a few times about certain things.
Um,
Just like failed really bad dates.
you called me to like rant about
I hate everything.
I hate everything. I can't believe this. Like that's what.
Yeah, it's like
Really?
the
Wow.
audacity of people because
Like you're not gonna believe what just happened to me.
exactly because I feel like okay, I'm gonna go on a rant real quickly. This is my final rant, end of podcast, final rant.
Okay.
I put that I'm an after school teacher because that was my career at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Things are changing everything in life.
Yeah.
If someone puts their career path, please do not make like flirty jabs about it, especially if their career path revolves around children. That's weird. We don't want to hear flirtatious lines about that, and it's just disgusting.
May I ask if you could remember what the flirtatious line was?
Oh, yes, I got it because I used to be like a science teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It would be like, "Oh, you can teach me biology anytime, teacher." And don't use my
they
work.
got it, they
don't
got it.
use my work name. I hate my work name with an active passion.
Oh, so they would call you like
My work.
Mrs. You know.
Yeah, or like
So they got a teacher fetish.
ma'am and stuff. And you would, if I showed you the screenshots, it would happen more times than you think.
You know, I'm not
It's really
surprised.
gross.
I hate to say it, but I'm not surprised. Like,
I'm not really surprised by that.
No,
either.
it's
There's
just
a lot of
it's
guys out
it's
there
not
that do
like I know you're trying, but it's really creepy.
that. No, we'll talk about that next time.
No,
until next time,
Maybe.
folks. I'll put a little pin in it. And I don't think I forgot about the Scott Pilgrim pin, but that'll be for another one.
That'll be for another day.
that's the beginning of the next episode.
So before we call it, I have one more question for the two of you.
Ooh.
What would you give your scores for Oppenheimer and for Barbie, like out of 10?
I will give Oppenheimer.
To go back to our
Yeah,
beginning
of course.
topics.
The
we never
main,
we never
You
answered
mean the
that
main
question.
topic of
Our
this
main
podcast?
topic for this episode, yeah.
I would give Oppenheimer an 8.5 to 9.
Ooh, okay.
Can
you be a little bit more specific, like more precise?
No, of course.
Like an exact number,
You know
not
what?
like a
8.75.
Everybody knows the rules.
8.5,
No, it's 7.5.
7.5,
That's respectful score.
8.75.
8.75.
I'm putting it directly
for
in the middle.
Oppenheimer.
Yes. I'm gonna say for Barbie, I'll give it an 8.
An 8.
I'm docking a few points because Mike really brought a good point, but I felt like it switched tones, and the tone switch when the mom did that speech, it didn't really fit the movie, and then they tried to make it funnier.
Yeah.
And for me personally, it just didn't land, and I was here for the comparison, but they did it so late in the movie, and they just brought it in your face so much. Like, in the real world, women are weak and they don't run anything.
Yeah.
It's not true. I mean, obviously, it's not, what we want. And at the level as Barbie Land, it's also fucking Barbie Land. So I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay. Mark, what do you think?
I can't speak on Barbie, so I will give my score next week. But
Mark is late to the
For
party.
Oppenheimer.
for Oppenheimer, I'm giving a solid 9.5.
Ooh.
A solid
5,
9.5.
okay.
It's a really phenomenal movie. I would say still my favorite Nolan movie is Dunkirk because I'm just a big history guy.
Okay.
But Oppenheimer would be a close second.
Okay. My scores, Oppenheimer, I'm going to go 9.1, maybe 9.2. I was too caught up with how the non-linear structure of the film. I was trying to capture everything, so I didn't notice too many details. And then for Barbie, I'm going to go with the benefit. I'll go 7.8.
Oh, wow.
Maybe a little bit
That's
higher.
still
than that.
good.
That's
That's
a
a decent
good rating.
Important factor in making movies is show, don't tell. So the moment you start writing speeches and lecturing me as an audience member,
Yeah.
American audiences don't like being told how things work or what it is.
What?
They want to discover that on their own. So when you start telling me how things work or how these characters are, whenever you see a scene where it's oh my god, he's the most powerful person the world has ever seen. You need to show me that. Show me why this person is powerful. Don't tell me that.
Don't
That's
like
just
in
lazy.
Oppenheimer, when the whole idea of I kind of got the anti-nuclear stance is they show the massive scale of the bomb and
They show all the
how-
politics and everything that goes into
Yeah.
why he's a serious figure. So I can
I
can work
definitely
with
see
that.
where you're going
but
with
in
that.
Barbie, it's just giving me speech after speech.
It's just Silver spoon.
and highly overplayed like scenes, misogynistic scenes.
You didn't like the joke at the end that she made the biggest decision of her life and the biggest move? No, don't tell Mark. We're gonna save it. If you saw the movie, you know the ending.
No,
of
that was
Barbie.
funny. That was funny. But it's the lecturing. That's what brings down the score for me a lot.
Same.
Like, you need to show me why these characters feel this way. Don't explain it to me. It's just very lazy to do that.
It's a kids movie.
Yeah, again, it's a
Kinda.
kid. Again, it's a kid. You don't see that kind of stuff in early kids movies, like
Story.
early 2000s kids movies. So
Okay,
why are they doing it now?
Early 2000s kids movies are built different. We all know that for a fact.
Yeah. So what happened? What happened? Why
The
are they?
writers retired.
Yeah, like why are we having like that type of writing now? And I'm not gonna go into another discussion with that. But that's my score. I'm gonna go 7.8 for Barbie. I'm gonna go 9.2 for Oppenheimer.
Those are respectable scores still, though.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's episode number 2.
Yay.
Thank you
Yeah.
everybody
We
for
did
watching,
it. Thank you.
and we hope to see you next time. Bye.
Au revoir.